Hi, welcome to Queer Fudanshi, where I share LGBTQ and BL Media through news, reviews, and good conversation. My name is Devin, and today is Wednesday, which means it's time for the last week's queer reviews, where I talk about the media that I reviewed and posted about in my blog post in the last week. Links to the full spoilered conversations will be in the description, but this video will be non-spoiler and quick conversations to let you guys know these things exist. So let's get started. First, we're going to be talking about Tweeting Birds Never Fly, which is a Japanese manga. It is the first in a 3-volume series that have been published right now, and all are officially published in English, so you can buy the English form and actually support the mangaka. I'll have a link to where you can do that in the description below. The story follows this character, Yashiro, who is the head of a branch of the Yakuza. They're loan sharks and businessmen officially, but they are gang members. And essentially, he was raped as a child and he has been affected by it ever since. He has a sex addiction. He is the kind of like out and loud and happy personality that is actually really guarded and twisted on the inside. And he one day meets this new member of his gang who is very much the opposite of him. He is very stone-faced and stoic, but at the same time he's very honest and loving and compelling. And of course, he instantly falls in love with this character, and this character's like, I don't know how to deal with that. So, I don't know. There is a lot going on with this text, but that is a very basic summary. I love the fact that the mangaka really was interested in telling this very complex and adult storyline and romance. This isn't the typical like bubbly like, oh, I love you, or like, oh, I'm falling for this guy thing. It's really about these two men who are really living in this dark world of being in a gang, and at the same time really trying to understand their feelings in a complex and adult way. I've said it a bunch of times already, but this is a very adult story, and I really appreciate that. Adult, mature, and dramatic in a dark way. So if you're interested in that, once again, here you can have a link in the description of where you can buy it, or you can find it with your favorite scanlation site. Next we have 13th Hex by Jordan L. Hawk. I was lucky enough to actually get to meet Jordan L. Hawk and have a panel with her during BishoneCon. Link for that video here. The story is placed in a magical past, if you will. Imagine New York City back in the 20s, but there is magic around. There are witches, and they are a part of society as well. For instance, think of the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them film that came out last year. Basically the same setting, right? And specifically the story follows Dominic, who has always wanted to be a witch. He's always wanted to be magical, but sadly he's not. But he ends up finding his way into the magical police force anyway, working as like a small-time person. And then one day, this shifter who can transform into a crow, he's come upon this guy and in trying to solve a mystery, gets him set up in this deep kind of police mystery storyline. This story was very short. It was only like 48 pages. It's a short story. I really appreciated Jordan L. Hawk's way of describing things. It was very descriptive and very open-ended at the same time, in a way that she gave detail, but she also gave enough room for you to put in your own imagination, and I really appreciated that. This is truly a mystery, a police mystery. So there are chases of suspects, there are almost drownings and almost deaths, and all that and more. It is very fun. And then in addition, the two main characters have a romance and an attraction to each other that was interesting to read, and actually was very well developed for a 48-page story. So I really say you guys should go check this out. Link in the description to where you can buy it. And lastly, I have my thoughts on my first day of playing Mass Effect Andromeda. Now keep in mind that I didn't get to play very much of it at all. I'm still at the very beginning of the game, but I have been introduced to all the beginner characters and the beginner game. So far the reviews for the game is half and half, basically. It's very mixed. Some people are like, it's fun and great. Other people are like, it's ugly. There are ugly faces and like there are so many problems, right? Well, first off, The character creation is very limited. I hated the character creation. That was the only bad experience I've had with the game so far. Otherwise, I'm really truly enjoying it for what I've played so far. I think it's fun. I think there's a lot to do. It's a good game. There's a lot of adventure and science, and it's godly beautiful. God, it's beautiful. As for the romance options, because you know we'd have to get there eventually, I have just been introduced to Gil, one of the male romance options. I have not met the other one, Reyes, and in addition to that, apparently the data mining info that I shared last Friday was incorrect, or at the very least, it was out of date, because apparently the character Jal for the male romance options that were supposed to be there, he is not a male romance option. Apparently, what probably happened was that they had intended for that to go that way, but they had to cut it out just for saving time. In addition to that, a lot of gay gamers who have gone further in the game than I have are very upset that with the options that they have for romance options. I made this whole video Monday, about like LGBT-ness in these games. Well, for a gay man, not the greatest. But for women or people who want to play lesbian romances, you've got a whole bunch. Enjoy it. You'll love it. But yeah, that is my thoughts on these past week's reviews. My ratings go here. And for next week, we'll be talking about these things. As always, if you have any comments on any of these properties, if you've read them, seen them, played them, then make sure to let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to like it, to share it with your friends, and to subscribe if you haven't already. Queer Fudanshi tries to share LGBTQ and BL Media through news, reviews, and good conversation. So let's get talking. Bye. First, we're going to be talking about Feeding Birds Never Fly.